Exodus we pass on jolly, la 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 la. Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Season's greetings to all our viewers out there. Another week, another talk. Welcome to Table Talk on McLaren Media. I am the one and only Derek Emoise, aka Boy Skidopon. This one, the Niger boy with the Yankee swag. Yes, yo. You know how we do it. Last week was very interesting. We had Miss Onye with us, and boy, she was giving us some pointers, she was giving us some hits, she was giving us back-to-back bossa. This right here is my favorite holiday, the season of giving. Season's greetings once again to everybody, because I am very excited. This is the season of giving, this is the season of love, except for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, I know they do, but right now this is Christmas for me, and I am happy. This is my favorite holiday, so you guys, you know how it is. Today we're going to be talking about is marriage an achievement? And of course, you know how we'll be doing it. You know what it is. I've got my own boy, Let me not even say my own boy, my home boy. The one and only GCF, aka Babaso Dick in the building. Yes, he's my own boy because this guy now professor. He's a professor. He's a professor of criminology. That's why he's putting on the dark shade. You know, this guy is crazy and he's smart. He's one of a kind. So you guys, you know how it is. So stay tuned because we are going to be giving you some insight on is marriage truly an achievement. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Table Talk on McLaren Media. Okay, today, like I said before, we're going to be talking about is marriage truly an achievement? Is it an achievement? We really want to know. I want to understand the whole concept because everybody seems to be that. It's like a lot of people tend to understand that the end goal, the end product of your life, after you have your career, you've got your dream, you want to go around, you've seen the world, but marriage, everyone seems to think, or a lot of people rather seem to think that marriage is the final destination. You get married, you have kids. Is it really an achievement? And of course, GCF is here to tell me a little bit more about that. So tell me, is marriage really an achievement?
See, let me start this way. Let me start with the word of one of the person I give my cap to, Mahatma Gandhi. He said, idea is the word, and from ideas we have something we call ideology, meaning the way we see things, the way you see things, the way everyone sees things. There's another English they call eclectic, that is different perspective to a particular concept. So when you are talking about is marriage truly an achievement, so it's an eclectic concept because there are various perspectives to it. You see, in this part of the world, we do look at things like when I have it my way, it has to be generally accepted that way. So, but it is not so because the way we do things in Nigeria doesn't mean it is so outside of Nigeria. So, and there's something that we call culture. That your culture doesn't permit it does not mean another culture will permit it, or doesn't mean because it is bad to your culture it's bad to another culture. So we have different way of life. So when it comes to marriage depends on the ideology, the idea. But marriage in the first place, let's go back to the reason why there is marriage. But when if you go to the Bible says man will leave the father house, woman will and come together and live as one, right? So when you are talking about marriage, it's for some people, let's go this way, let's go this perspective. For some people, they view marriage as the way of life, the way the society sees it. It sees it as okay, if you are a man, when you get to a certain stage of life, when you get to a particular stage of your life, no matter what you've achieved, if you are not married, then you've achieved nothing to some people. So they feel like okay, because my culture, because na so that they do am for our house, na so the pressure the society places on them, so they feel like
The
okay,
emphasis has been laid on marriage.
even though you are not in the right state, let me say, there are some things that you have to put in place before you go into marriage,
Yes.
like the emotional capacity, the financial capacity, many things. Even though you are incapacitated to enter into marriage, you just have to go into it. I don't dey old o. People, in some part of the country now, they will be like, you don't dey old o, who be your girlfriend? If you don't dey serve, who be your boyfriend, who be your girlfriend? You know that pressure that comes with it. So to them, they feel like, okay, once I get into this marriage, then I've achieved one of the biggest thing in life.
So looking at it,
From that perspective,
marriage is made an achievement by societal view.
yes, in some culture,
Okay.
when you get to another culture, I think in Iceland, there is around last 2 years, there is this particular survey that came out that 3 women to 1 man, they just want to adopt the name of the man.
Okay.
They don't care if just marry me, let me bear your name. Like Iceland now, for in the last 2 years, there is a particular survey that came out that 3 men are loving to marry a man. You know, one of the future of marriage is that when you get married to, there's change in identity. As a guy, you will be referred to as Mr. So 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 so, and as a woman, you will be referred to as Mrs. So the man's name. So in Iceland, what they do is that, okay, let me just bear your name. You don't need to give me money, you don't need to take responsibility, just for me to take your name. So that is another pressure that comes within that society. So for that kind of society, you say it is an achievement for a woman to go at that length to just for a man, just to pick the name of the man. Marriage is an achievement for them. But looking at it from the other perspective, some people don't believe in marriage. Some people don't believe in marriage. We have some patriarchs that they don't even get married. Even some man of God currently that we know, they are not legally married, because that will now bring me back to the first one, that it depends on the ideology, the way you view life, what works for you, what makes you happy, and that will be the baseline for everything you are doing.
Okay, so looking at it in an African setting, in Nigeria to be precise, Nigeria, we have about 500 different ethnic groups, right? And we have about 250 different languages being spoken. We have about 500 languages spoken and 250 ethnic groups. And there's one thing, regardless of the tribes, wherever it is they come from, there's always a certain, how will I put it, there's a grand finale, that every man and woman must accomplish. In Africa in general, we have, it is deemed that, okay, marriage for a man, you need to have money, you need to have a good business, and then your final destination has to be marriage. So in Africa and in Nigeria as a whole, specifically, but it's an African thing because every African has that mentality. So would you say that it is an achievement currently, right now, in this Gen Z generation that we have, that marriage is an achievement?
Yeah, you see, one of my philosophies is that, you see, when they came to colonize us, they took a lot from us. They took a lot of things from us actually. One of the things they took away from us is our customs and our tradition. Back in the days when before civilization came in, what we call civilization came in today, marriage is a big thing. It's seen as major. In fact, is one of the topmost achievements for a man or a woman. In fact, there are some certain things, and it still reflects today. You cannot be a president without a wife. It is against the law. Then another thing is, then back then, that custom, that law gives them the sense of responsibility. When you know, okay, I'm still getting married, then it comes with a lot of, oh, I have to work up to task. There are some certain things I need to do. So those back in the days before civilization actually came, it is normal. You have to, no matter what you are aspiring or retiring or aspiring to do, you know that marriage must be in a natural African setting. Even though it is not the final, even though you don't have the financial capacity yet, But as far you are able, my grandpa used to tell me something when I was young that see, some guys will say, when I don't have the money, I don't have the financial capacity to get married. He said, when you are able to feed two people, when you have the capacity to feed two people, you are ready for marriage. So that kind of mentality is, and for today everybody can feed two people. So but that doesn't mean everybody should go into marriage. So that is another one of the advantages civilization brought, is that it opens our eyes or to some certain things that okay, this thing should be based on what I want for my life. This is my purpose on earth. Okay, is marriage part of it? Do I feel marriage is very important in this journey? There are some people that one of their core call is that they can't achieve it without a partner, and that is one of the things they will tell you that okay, I cannot do this alone. That's why you see people at the age of 22, 23, they are into marriage regardless of the gender. So in this world, so it depends on the ideology. Forget the African thing or the Anglocentric thing. So let's just focus on what works for me the best. What is that thing that okay, if I do it, it will benefit my life, it will work for me and make me grow. That's
So,
it.
do you think now, with the rate at which people are getting married at such a very young age, as it, would you say, the culture, marriage being an achievement, would you say it is still there? Because nowadays, before, when civilization came into play, everybody was doing, you know, and then it seems like, do you think we are taking a step back into that era where marriage is everyone's, final destination?
We are working out of it. It is now becoming, it is like trying to become a parallel line, because we are working out of that, because there are a lot of things that we have today that is not permitted then. You can't tell me that you have a child before marriage and people will celebrate you. It's a thing of shame back then, but now it has become a normal thing. Some people will be like, after 4 5 children, they will now say, okay, this is the right time for us to do the real marriage. You grab. You see, some people feel, there is difference between wedding and marriage. So, but people do think it's the same thing. Wedding is the celebration, is the ceremony that you do. But marriage is actually the real thing, the real deal.
Right.
After wedding, what is it that will happen in the life of both of you, the two partners? So today, young people getting married doesn't depict the fact that we are going out of the culture actually. Because back then, young people, because our mothers then, you hear them when they give birth at the age of 17, 18. But now we've placed figures with at least you have to be 30, you have to be this, that. But it shouldn't be based on number. When you are mentally capacitated, when you have the financial capacity, when you have the certain things in place, when you find the right person, when you feel oh this is the right person I can, then you guys feel like oh this your journey aligns with my own, then you are, regardless of the age, regardless of or the status, I think you are good to go.
Wow, thank you very much, GCF. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another exciting segment of Table Talk. I would love personally to continue going and going and going. But what can I say? Time is not our friend. They say time waits for nobody. And you know how it is. Every time something is changing, people are changing, things are changing, And of course, you've heard it live and direct from my very good friend, GCF. So, before you go, I would want to say, I have one last question. What advice do you have for our listeners?
Just do whatever makes you happy. You see, you don't have to put yourself under pressure. You see, this part of the world, we would like to do what other people do, because there is this particular word. What will people say? You see, we put it on our head as if in our childbirth. See, this particular thing we are talking about, just whatever makes you happy. Because when you are in marriage, nobody will be there with you. it is you and your partner, and you guys will dance with the tune of the music by yourself. Nobody will come. So just whatever makes you happy. Whether you feel marriage is right, whether you feel marriage is not what works for you, just whatever you know that works for you and won't harm your partner. So that's just it.
All right, thank you very much. So please, for our viewers out there, if they want to get you on social media, how do they get you?
Alright, just on Twitter, on Instagram at GCFR01, and on Facebook, Candyman Adebayo.
001, you don't get IG.
Yeah, on IG also.
Alright,
GCFR01.
you see, it was 001. You see, this one, 001 it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a very exciting segment today. I still remain your humble host, Boy Skido on this one, Derek Moise as it is. Don't forget you can follow me on all my social media platforms at Derek Moise, as well as the Real Skido on my IG platform, as well as YouTube. You can check us out on Maclaren Media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please, I say to you all, this is the season of love. Season's greetings to you all. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Stay blessed.